It's pretty universally accepted that forgiveness is really important. And yet, for many of us, we were never taught how to forgive. How do you let go? We were never taught what a forgiveness practice is or what it could look like. So we never really learned how do we forgive other people, and even more importantly, how do we forgive ourselves? So let's talk about it. If you caught my video yesterday called the 11 Hacks for Peaceful Productivity, I'll link to it in the description if you'd like to check it out. But if you saw it, then you'll recall I shared with you that every night before bed, I have a brief forgiveness practice. I shared it in that video in the context of productivity and how I noticed when I moved that practice from the morning to the evening, right before bed, that it helped me really release the day, release tension, to sleep better, and to then be able to wake up free and clear and really be more present, more connected, and therefore more productive in the morning. So my first recommendation is that you do this at the end of the day. And from there, I just make a list of everything that I'm consciously aware of that had me triggered or upset that I'm holding on to. So I make a list. What do I feel? What situations do I feel frustrated or in any way anger, resentment, anxiety, any of those things? I make a list. The situations, the people, and then also myself. Where am I frustrated or angry with myself? Where am I feeling shame or guilt? What were the situations and the context of those feelings? And I write them down. Then from there, I ask myself, okay, what's the truth about these situations? One by one. Where am I creating story? Where am I creating drama? Where am I taking things personally? Where am I reverting back to the programming of being a victim in the world rather than being an empowered creator, right? Where am I making assumptions about other people's behaviors? And can I really look at these situations as just situations? Can I look at them and say, okay, what is the truth here? If I take out all the story, all the drama, and it's really important here that you don't gaslight yourself, right? You're really honest about what your experiences were, and were there places where a boundary was violated where you need to actually take action to right the wrong? Or are these things that are just story in your head where you're making assumptions and taking things personally, where you can really see them through spiritual eyes, see them different, and move on? So I make the lists. What am I consciously ruminating on, holding on to? And then I work through them in this way. This doesn't necessarily have to take very long because at this point, I'm pretty present throughout the day, noticing what's triggering me. And I've come to a space in my own awareness where I can a lot of times do some of this work throughout the day on the fly. And if not, then, this is the sort of catching it at the end of the day. So this doesn't have to take a long time, but just notice, okay, what are things where I'm creating story? What are things where actually there was a boundary that was violated and I'm frustrated or angry because there is something that I need to do to right this situation and to be in integrity with myself and to really do my best and have open, honest communication. And so you kind of parse that all out, right? Then if there are things where you're like, okay, this was a boundary violation, I really need to have a conversation about this, great. That's good to know. And also we can still do some work around releasing the tension so that you can go to that conversation with more clarity. So then, hand on heart, now that I'm seeing things more clearly, I'm asking my intuition, okay, I'm saying to my intuition, I'm setting my intention. I'm willing to let these things go. I am willing to hand these things over to love, light, truth. I'm willing to see things through spiritual eyes and to get out of my story. I am willing, right? So from that place, I just breathe. Because my willingness is all that is necessary for the energy to start to move and shift, right? So then I feel my breath, I feel the shifts. I am willing to see things differently. I am willing to let them go. I'm willing to act in integrity with any of the areas where I need to act in integrity. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to let things go. I'm willing to be fully present, fully responsible, and fully in my power. So right then and there, I already start to feel better. I already start to feel more grounded, more clear, because I've recognized here are all the things that I've been ruminating on. I can see them all in front of me, and I can let them go. Even if I don't know how, just through the power of my intention, I can feel things starting to open up and dissipate. I can feel my heart starting to open, right? So then I ask myself, what am I feeling in my body? Because there are so many things that I'm consciously aware of, but then there are all kinds of frustrations and resentments that I'm not conscious of. So as somebody who is highly sensitive, highly empathic, it's very easy for me to make excuses for people. It's very easy for me to forgive people and rationalize their behavior. It's very easy for me to have compassion and forgive people in that sense. It's easy for me to say, oh, they're doing the best they can. And those things are all very true. It's amazing to have compassion. However, sometimes compassion can be a bypass. It can be like this mental bypass where you just don't want to deal with the emotion, but your body still holds it. It comes on as stress and tension and all of those things that are just held in your muscle, in your nervous system, and it can wreak all sorts of havoc. So after I've done the forgiveness work for everything I'm consciously aware of, then I look at, okay, what am I feeling in my body where I might be holding tension and fear and shame, resentment, worry, doubt, all of these things that I don't even have words for, that I don't even recognize, right? So from that space, there are all kinds of different things you can do. You can do tapping, you can do somatic movement, body work. One of the things I really like to do, because it's so simple, is to just notice what I'm feeling in my body. So I used to be a dance movement therapist, and I recognize that there are so many things in our body where we actually don't have words. We cannot articulate it in language, and we don't need to. So I love to just notice, where am I feeling the tension in my body, and bring my hands to that area. A lot of times it's the back, it's the belly, the shoulders, right? So just bringing your hands to that space. It can be your head, your neck, right? Bringing your hands to any place where you feel constriction or tension. If it helps to bring your hands there, do it. Otherwise, you can just bring your awareness there and don't do anything at all. Just be a witness. Just notice the sensation. And as you witness it, you're not seeing it as broken. You're not seeing it as wrong. You're not seeing it as bad. You're just witnessing it. And in the witnessing it, you'll notice, does it change? Maybe, maybe not, right? You're not trying to change it. You're just being present with it. So this is how we allow our body to do what our body knows how to do, which is to release tension, to let go, because we're allowing it. We're creating space, right? We're being willing to allow the body to lead us and guide us. And we're being willing to pay attention, to listen, to accept. So just our loving presence with our body can create miracles. So tuning into your intuition, breathing, right? What does my body need? What does my body want? I don't have to know the words, just being fully present, right? And being willing to release. One of my favorite mantras is I release, I let go, I surrender, I forgive. I release, I let go, I surrender, I forgive. I'm willing to release and let go anything that is holding me back, consciously or unconsciously. I'm willing to see all of these situations, all of these things that have me triggered or in fear or shame or doubt. I'm willing to see all of these things from the eyes of truth. I'm willing to hold them up to love. I'm willing to hold them up in the light. And I'm willing to take the learning and let the rest go. I am willing to receive the learning, receive the blessing that comes with the learning, receive the opportunity that is here for me, and I'm willing to let the rest go. So through the power of that intention, we can then, again, tune into the body, right? Breathe, tuning into the body, listening, noticing, does the body want to move? Does the body want to stretch? Does the body want to shake or dance? Listening. And if it's just wanting to be witnessed, to be in stillness, then go there. And again, this doesn't have to take long. And some nights it might take a long time, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You're worth it. And again, you don't have to know how it's all going to move and dissipate. Just remember that energy is constantly in motion. It's constantly in motion. Nothing is ever stagnant, truly stagnant, right? So if you're willing to allow the movement, if you're willing to allow the flow and for the constriction to open up, your body knows just how to do it, right? So that is my forgiveness practice. As I said, I do this at night so that I can sleep well, and you can do it in bed. You can really do it anywhere where you feel peaceful and safe and quiet. And again, take a look at your list and say, okay, from this perspective, after I release and let go, and I see this differently, are there action steps? Like again, tuning into your intuition. Are there action steps that I need to take to be in integrity with my boundaries and to be in integrity with my self-care and to be in integrity with my vision and my mission? Are there people that I need to talk to? Are there actions that I need to take? Are there habits that I need to create? Right? Really tuning into your intuition so that you can take the learning, integrate the learning, and make changes in your life so that this same scenario isn't part of your forgiveness practice every single night, right? You're really expanding and opening up. And don't get me wrong, you'll be having the same things come back around even after you think that you're done with it, right? That's how life works. It'll come back around. But if we're really taking the intuitive guidance and taking the action and having the difficult conversations and firming up our boundaries so that we can be solid in ourselves and in our self-care and in integrity with our relationships, then your forgiveness practice will become so much quicker, so much easier, and you'll just have so much more lightness in your body, more freedom, more ease, and more creativity, more peace, more tranquility, all of those things that, like I said, forgiveness is so essential. And those are the things that forgiveness gives us, right? So I hope that my forgiveness practice is helpful for you. I would love to hear in the comments if there's anything in there that you're going to experiment with and try. I would also love to hear what your forgiveness practice looks like. It's so important that we learn from each other because, like I said, we weren't really taught how to do this. So I would love to hear. My name is Kirsten Barrett. I'm so glad you're here. If you're interested in things like manifestation, universal laws and principles, and how to use your intuition to create the desires that are most on your heart, then I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.